Let's build the Monkey Kids Combi Mech by Lego Monkey Kids, set number 80040. This has roughly 277 bricks, so this is what we're going to be making today. Doesn't look like it takes a whole lot of pieces. And it does come with stickers for it being a small set, so we know what's going to happen with those. And we'll take a quick look at the manual here. So it's broken down into 3 pieces. So Monkey Kid's not really my favorite go-to type of build. And usually the parts are kind of more on the subtle side, but then again, I've had pretty good build experience with it, so we'll see how well this one goes. So let's get started. So we're going to do the minifigure, which is Monkey Kid. Let's start pulling all those out. I'm just going to start sorting by color here until we find all the parts. Got a brick separator with this set. So at least it comes with that. Now, I just got another batch of sets in for review, and I can't talk about them, but I thought it was going to be an exciting theme. I don't know. I really don't know, because they're incomplete. I have to figure out how I'm going to do the review for something that's, well, not really all there. So what does that mean? I really don't know. I may just do what I do with the rest of them, is go with the flow. Alright. And by all means, I'm not really into licensed themes that much. But they're pretty cool to look at. And my goal is to see if the build experience is pretty good. A lot of people don't talk about build experience or quality or whatever. Can it be dropped in cities? They're more focused on, 20 hours on this guy here alone. And I'm not going to do that. I mean, if you're looking for a really highly detailed build, this is probably not the channel for that. I mean, of course, we're doing the build as we go. So far we got to put together a minifigure. I'm not going to base it on that. So there we are. Not too bad. And let me get where he can stand here. And it looks like we'll be spending hours on minifigures today. Put him over there. Another minifigure. Okay, before we get to all the big pieces, we got to do the little stuff first. So this is like your typical garden variety set, but at least we only got to put together 2 of these, not 20. So yeah. So far, the 2023 sets, to me, from what I've seen on LEGO's website as well as what I've been doing, are not too thrilling. That's why I'm into building MOCs. I have to do the MOCs. I just cannot do that. So I like these type of wigs here. I just wish that it would just stop there instead of having this goofy ponytail in the back for like more of a slick back undercut or something. And I'm just looking at it for other points of view, like could it be used for other MOCs and stuff. So some people ask me, oh, we got stud launchers that go in his hands. Well, I did get a question asked, why don't I just show an example or a demonstration of the stud launchers? Because I don't want to have to pick that crap up. You always hear some parents, they don't want to have to pick up the toys. Well, I mean, I don't have parents to pick up my toys. I have to pick them up, and I don't want to do that. At first I thought this was a wig piece, but no, this is not a wig piece. So what you do is you're supposed to hit this. I think it's supposed to fly out of his hand like this. And very crude, and I'm not going to do that again. So that was enough for me. So that's basically what he is. I don't know his name. I don't even know if the box even says his name. It's nice when they tell you, especially if you're not familiar with the theme. Ink Demon. Demon. Right there. So, I don't know. But we're done with that. Now we can do the big stuff. Alright. So there's 3 bags. We're going to see how far we get on this. This is going to be a one sit down, we just build it and get it done in one sitting type thing. I just got 6 more sets that I have to do, in addition to a few more of these. So I'm pretty much full with sets at this point on reviews. Pretty much going to be reviewed out. I can't wait to get back into Monks. But these other batch of sets that I have to review them in order to claim them. And they're incomplete in such a way that I can't really do an effective review, so I'm just going to build whatever I can and then just talk about them and then just throw my 2 cents worth in, you know. I'm known to be honest. I'm not going to lie to you guys and gals on things, you know. If something just seems kind of slimy, I'm going to mention it, versus like some of these sets are really good and I'm going to mention that too. I mean, it's only fair. I can't just talk about negative stuff. So we're going to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly in this channel as we're building. And I wish I could do these outside instead of being cooped up in the house. It's nice outside, like it's in the 60s, and we're in December, you know. And Lego to me is more of an indoor hobby than anything else. That explains why a lot of the Lego enthusiasts are all pale. You know, I mean, for me, I like to be outdoors. I'm an outdoors guy. I don't like to be cooped up in the house, going in the back country and stuff. Okay. I mean, it's bad enough that my day job keeps me indoors, you know. And I'd like to set me up an outdoor studio eventually, but that requires me to I have one that's kind of on the other side of my house, but that's the noisy neighbor side. The other side of me, I have very quiet neighbors. You rarely ever hear them. So for me, I'd rather do it on that side, but I'd have to set up an area to do it. I used to have one by my back fence until the foliage got removed back there. Then I can't do that anymore because it looks like a desert, so I can't do that. So for 300 pieces, this should go pretty fast. Oh great, more launchers. Well, a slingshot. This thing here. Yeah, that'll really annoy the parent, huh? Yeah, so these mech type things are not really my favorite type of builds. When I do these, I try to have an open mind and say, okay, what's the build quality like? You know, is it pretty sour? You know, we don't know yet, so. And you're supposed to launch these round bricks here. I'm not doing that. So you can see right here the magical finger that comes out and tells you to tap that. No, I'm not going to mess around and waste my time with those. I just don't want to have to pick that mess up. When I wanted to get into this program years ago, they didn't even have stud launchers and stuff. And whoever bothered me on the phone, you're going to wait until I get this filmed. But now it's like you get all these custom parts. I'm in this program a little too late because now it's like gobs of themes. Now I'll tell you one thing I wish LEGO would get into, but it's heavily licensed, and that's the Pokemon theme. They literally would just make a killing on that. But sadly, another toy company who makes bricks has that theme. And I'm a LEGO fanboy. I'm not going to switch around and buy something that's going to be subpar. So don't worry, LEGO, I'm not going to go to your competitors. Not unless you price it me out of the market, then I'll probably have no choice, but right now we're not worried. So far, the build's not bad at all. It's pretty good. It's pretty average. So it's keeping my interest. It's not like I'm wanting to hurry up and get this done. So we're just plugging away at it. And I could use these pieces right here. Always handy for making like pickup trucks and stuff. Okay. Ooh, stacking two plates on top of one another. I hate doing that. I think this is like my second mech I've built so far in just December alone. And they're not bad for what they are. But if you're not really feeling the theme, it can be pretty brutal. Okay. Okay. But the last mech that I reviewed had a lot of parts for cars. And since mechs are mechanical, it does make a lot of sense. So a lot of these pieces that you see in here could be used for your own collection to make vehicles. So that's the one thing we're looking at here. There we go so far. This is almost like the smaller version of the bigger one. Alright. Right now I'm processing a review and doing a build. I'm way behind on filming these right now. They take forever to get done. Sitting back and listening to them, making sure everything's correct and stuff, yes, it doesn't take a long time. My machines have been on the slower side. I have an older graphics card, so it's going to take longer to process. Sending them up to YouTube's not too bad. It just takes probably an hour. Send, you know, 100 megabyte or 100 gigabyte file up there. Honk honk. And somebody's honking their horn. And not too bad. You know, it's the editing process I hate doing. Like these, I like building stuff and showing you, but it's presenting the ideas on YouTube is the problem, because I have to edit them and all that stuff. I can't just film and upload live footage. I wish I could. So this goes here. And just rotate it. And we rotate it, trying to match the picture here, and it goes right here. So I bet we're going to have to build the other one that goes on that side. And that's exactly what we're doing. You know, I may just make a rant video on these other sets that I have to do, since they're incomplete. It's a theme that I've done before, and I was disappointed with it. And it happened the second time. Okay, we got to build two of these little dingly bopper things here. But it's like this theme here is something I would normally never buy, but the build experience is pretty good, and you get a lot of accessory and weird pieces, so that's always a good thing there. Okay. I think they go in there. Okay. And do I have to build 2 of these? No, but we are putting stickers on. I don't understand this Lego. Now we're doing nothing but stickers back to back. So at least it's not on this piece, which I need to get more of these. So these inverted 2x2 plates with bow are pretty rare. They're very handy pieces. But when I have to start putting stickers on them, they're nothing special anymore. So now set that starts at a 10, right when I place a sticker on a brick, it drops right down to a 9 instantly. If that were printed, it would have still held in as a 10. Jay, now, come on, dude. You're just being a little picky. You know, Lego's expensive. I expect to get good quality. Alright. And another one of these bows, and we're putting stickers on these. And that is sticker number 4. You see, I can't really tell from the box. Sometimes you can say, oh, this is all stickered. Sometimes I'll look at it and think, oh, this looks interesting. I bet it's all stickers. Next thing you know, you start building the set, and you see nothing but printed pieces. You're like, wow, I like that, you know. And I gotta put wings on this, and then we gotta sticker these up next. So yeah, it's this is a sticker fiasco here. Oh, and one of the things that, you know, a lot of my buddies are getting sick right now, getting the flu, and I kind of had to ask, are you washing your hands? Or like, oh, I rarely ever wash my. They're like, oh, I rarely wash my hands. I'm like, oh, I wash my hands all the time. That's why my hands are kind of dry. And oh, I can't even get this on here. Well, this just dropped down to an 8. I'm spending more time fighting stickers. But I'm like, dude, just wash your hands. You won't get sick as much, because I wash my hands constantly. My hands right now are pretty dry. Putting these stickers on these little wing pieces are a bitch. I got one on. If I got them on backwards, and I'll just flip them around, but there we go. That one wasn't too bad. We're already halfway through the sticker sheet. More stickers? No. That's a surprise. Alright, and then this goes in here. That must be the control panel and stuff. And these just fold up like that. It's probably what it does, like that. Oh yeah, and duh, there it is right there. Alright. And okay, so in addition to the launching things, these give you another one of these goofy fist launchers, but that's pretty much all the remaining pieces for bag 1. Now let's move on to bag 2. Okay, throw that on the floor. Let's see here. So let's build more stuff. We can get through this real quick here, because I'm checking my video right now because I got to get it up on YouTube real quick. At least you get to hear the behind the scenes what I do on my end versus, you know, some people don't even talk about it. Hold on, I want to check something. Are these mirrors? Because if they are, I'm just going to blast. Yeah, there is mirrors. Alright, what I'm going to do, we're just going to blast through this because I don't want to spend more time than I have to on this. Wait a minute. Or is it in one bag? I hope not. Well, Jay, you're ruining the build experience. Don't do that. Well, I got to. I want to get it done. When you're on a deadline, you have to start finishing this stuff up, or it'll propagate up until the point you get no more. You know, you're pretty much having marathons. And I've been having more than my share of Monkey Kid builds in a while, so I think after this I'll probably be, after I get done with this whole series of sets that I got to do, I'll guarantee I'll be tired of this theme. Remember Minecraft, it was a fun theme until I just kept building it, and it just, building the game, or playing the game is one thing, but doing this is a bit different, so, versus like the sets. So like this will just be something I just want to get done. But I try to keep the deadlines away from the build experience and stuff like that, you know, to not cross-contaminate. And I'm missing one more of these little pin things. Well, start pulling out by colors. Those are going to be a pain. I don't want to spend half the day trying to find them. And I did do the thumbnail already, so it's probably in the other bag. Let's see, I'll have to go in and go find it. Well, I couldn't find it in any of the bins, so I actually had to go through my own collection to grab one, and this is not a very common part for me. So, hopefully it'll turn up somewhere. Well, I guess it did. It was buried under the manual. So I was looking around for nothing. I may have to start putting a tray to keep these parts in, so they're not all over the table. And that's the thing, I learn as I go. Okay, it means the studs need to be on the other side. That means this part needs to go like this. Okay. Yeah, so I'm just wanting to get these done, and the other theme looks really fun that I'm going to be doing. It's just incomplete. And then when we get to start building those, you'll see why. Right now I'm kind of more focused on Monkey Kid. Get this marathon out of the way, and then we will focus on that. Okay. I got plenty of black pieces we haven't even started with yet. Yeah, I'm not, you can tell I'm not really into mechs. This is kind of like, you know, have you ever heard that old saying, you know, you gotta eat your vegetables before you get dessert? That's pretty much what this is. So just imagine you get nothing but vegetables and you're still waiting for a dessert. Yes, vegetables are healthy for you, but after a while you want something fun. That's something that's kind of, yeah, that's what it is. And this goes in here. Why though? Or is that just sitting in there? Oh, wait a minute. I thought that was a cross axle. No, it's one of these. These do fit in the cross axle hole. So see, now I'm doing my mirrors, and it just makes it a lot better to do this way and get it done quick. I kind of wish, though, they would give us like a month to do reviews, you know, the stuff a little earlier. Because I would just like to just take my time building, not have, like, I've been doing this now for like probably 12 days straight. And I have not had a break from building Lego stuff. I know to some people that's like cool. To me, not so much. Alright, so these things here, in order to get this in, you're going to have to tuck it in here first and press down. Okay. So far so good, we've made it. We still got half a sticker sheet, so that's got me worried. Also got a couple of these inverted plates with bow. I think I use this method here for building rocking chairs. And these are more like summer sets. I wouldn't consider this as a holiday set or anything. I wish I kind of knew more about the history of these before I accepted the offer. One of the themes I did sign up for was Friends and City. I know some of you guys are not into Friends sets, but they do fall in the category of the themes that I usually build. So for me, you get a really good build experience out of those. Just they're incomplete builds, but they're good for parts and stuff, you know, for mock builders. Where stuff like this, unless you're heavy into mechs and building vehicles, these are kind of, you'd just be filling up your inventory with these type of parts. Yeah, I've got a lot of sets coming in and stuff like that, and I have a couple of part hauls coming in too. You know, probably won't even get to. Okay, I think we're missing something here. Did I miss something? Okay, I did skip a step. I was looking at that thinking, before I put that in there and commit, there's actually a plate here that goes in here. So I forgot all about that. Remind you, we're still working on bag 2. I hadn't even worked on the main model. I'm still doing sub-steps. Alrighty. So flip it over, put those on there, and then stick some nose cones on there. Oh, wait a minute. Before we do, we got to stick a hollow stud, then the nose cone. It's more stuff that's going to be frilly and break off. There we go. Let's see here, and then this goes on here. Alright, so now this leg here, this is the one we were working on. This one here goes like that. Okay, so he's got his sandals on. I'm not sure why that is unless it's meant to rest on it like that. And so this one here is the same thing, it's just in reversed. Okay. Now this one was the one we're focusing on now, so I'm going to shove that right in there. As long as the round tile's on the inside, I don't really care. And I think the safest thing to do is to do this. Have him do the splits first, and then just fold his leg in like that. It's easier to hold on. Here, this is I don't want to press down on this, on the top. I might break it. So, of course, what happens if you put it backwards? You can just flip it around like that and stuff. So there you go. So far, it's pretty strong. It's just a bit loose. Pretty flexible, though. So there you go. Yeah, the camera angle's kind of backwards and weird. We'll change that up in a bit here. And we'll skip everything else because we are done with that. So I just breezed through that one real quick. And that's what it looks like at the end, which is what we got. And we will come back with bag 3. Okay, let's see what we have in here. Alright, let's make sure we don't have any mirrors here. And indeed we do. So what does that mean? It means we'll be doing the same thing again. So this is not really tiny parts, but we will be hitting tiny stuff in a second here. And this is the last bag too. I like these really short builds where I don't have to spend I don't want to have like parts to a build, like part 1, part 2, part 3. I just start building and have fun, and then we could finish it all in one sitting. Versus some of the sets that I've been getting have been like, 2 or 3 parts. You'd literally go insane if you were to sit down and do a whole entire set at one time. Some guys do that. And I have to send something up to YouTube. I just finished up a video. So when I get done with these hands or arms or whatever, I will do so. I'm multitasking today, so I'm doing like 3 or 4 videos at one time. Since right now, this is kind of like a full-time job. That's what it feels like. It feels like a job now. I got deadlines. And yeah, you get plenty of these. So these pieces, a lot of these parts in here I could see being used for vehicles and stuff. So even if you got the set and you're just not really interested in the theme, a lot of these parts I can use for cars and stuff. That kind of thing. So we still got those stickers. I wonder if they're going to go on those. I hope not. I can use those for making vehicles. And we got the golden stud launchers. Guys and gals, I hate these things with a passion. A lot of people do. Because we all know we're going to have to pick that up when we're done. Well, I don't load them up anyways. Okay, I got the stud launcher, but I'm looking for the inverted tile. There it is. It's the same thing as the other one, just in reverse. I got one more holiday tutorial I want to finish up, and it requires, I'm going to be putting a parts list in one of them. It could have been done sooner. But that's the thing though, parts list, writing a parts list and putting it in a video just takes way too long. That's why I rarely ever do it. I just do it for special occasions like holidays and stuff. I hadn't even written up the building guide for it yet. I'm kind of behind on that because I've been too busy doing these right now, and just want to get them done here. Still got a good selection of parts, so we're obviously not done yet. So this guy's going to be like Spider-Man. Something's going to shoot out of his hands, huh? I know I'm going to have to empty out this camera here pretty soon, free up some memory, and record more reviews. I'll tell you one thing though, I'm getting burned out real quick. And it's a lot of work. Alright, so far so good. Of course, anything that's an interesting part with the bow is always going to have a sticker, so you got to put stickers on these right here. Yep, anything that looks remotely interesting, it's going to have a sticker. So Now, I've always say this, if you're not interested in putting small pieces in or stickers, I would not really recommend this set at all. You know, now if everything was printed, it'd just be small stickers. So we got to put 6 on this one here. Well, they're both number 6s, so I don't think it matters. Just got to get them off the thing and hope I can get them on there straight enough. Okay, there's one. Now if you put those on backwards, you're going to have to peel them off. So yeah, that's the only bad thing about doing these here. Okay. Okay, we've just got 2 more left. I bet they're going on those. Okay, so after we get done with that, we got to put on the fingers. Just these weird things. I got bunches. I got a ton of these. I never really used them for anything because they're just kind of useless to me. They kind of go in a scrap bin. And I overflowed my gold pieces bin, so guess what I got to do? I got to put them in a bigger bin. So I guess he could shoot with his thumbs. I think that's a thumb right there. So I guess he shoots with his thumb. And I'm going to be honest, I'm not really a fan of the shooting sets. I mean, it's to each his own, but for me it's just, yeah, I can pass on this. Just can't wait to get rid of the Monkey Kid Marathon. Alright. So, did I skip a step or something? We got these here. Okay, I forgot to put his shoulders on. Okay, let's put those on there. How do you hold that on there? I'm going to hold right here. I'm just trying to find a good place and hope it doesn't break. Because you're going to have to muscle that in. Same thing with the other side. Just hold on right here and just really muscle it in. And then now we got the hands done. That just goes in the ball joint, snaps in place. Now it's top heavy. And just push right behind the arm and that's it. You know, yeah, we're building action figures. Then I can just skip all that because we're done. Checking my work. Alright. Gotta make 2 of these and you gotta put the stickers on those. So I'm ripping that off when I'm done with it because I can use those hood pieces. What a waste of a good hood piece too. I mean, it is what it is, right, guys and gals? I gotta put this on. And one of my friends made a good point. Well, Jay, if they were printed, you wouldn't be able to use them. True. But then I don't have to spend half a day trying to get a sticker on only to find out like that one's a little crooked. I won't have to spend a whole bunch of time trying to monkey around with it here. Probably why they call it Monkey Kid. There we go. That one went on pretty good there. And then we flip it over. See, they have the cutouts for the wheels. I wish that Lego would make a 6 and an 8 stud width version of these. It'd be cool. You know. Well, it looks like we're getting ready to put tires on this, huh? Oh, we are, but we're not putting, we're just doing this. We're just sticking those on there. I mean, honest, what a waste of parts. I can use these to make actual vehicles. Like I said, you get parts in here to make a car. Like you got the gold rims. All I got to do now is make like a black pickup truck or maybe a black van, put some gold rims on it, and there you go. And then that's it. And those are the shoulder pads that go on here. And since these are duplicates, it doesn't really matter. And I'm assuming they go on here. So let's see if I can get it where you can see what I'm doing. Just hold underneath right here and just pop those on. That one didn't snap on, but it's in there. There you go. I don't know, this one here, or did I put it on backwards? Something doesn't look right. This part's supposed to face upwards. Oh, it's that way. There we go. That's much better now. That's how it's supposed to go on. Okay. Alright. And then we are done. I guess we're done with that. Step 118 doesn't tell us anything. Like 118 is just this. There's not even any indication of what we're doing. And we got to build a weapon. Weapons. Weapons, weapons, weapons. There's enough of that going on in the world right now. Oh, I put that on there too soon. Alright. I was supposed to load up my video in YouTube and never done it yet. Because I'm too busy doing mechs. And honestly, my hands are getting tired of building. I did tell that to one of my friends, and it's like, I'm getting tired of building Lego. It's like, oh, how can you do that? That's always fun. I'm like, not when you're doing it every day, it's not. It's like a job. Well, that fell apart. All the stuff going on right now, we're making more weapons. There we go. Alright, two things to... Okay, what are these for? So yeah, I'm going to say the build experience is pretty good. Just... Oh, we got that all done. Whoops, we don't need that anymore. And of course, what does it do? Fall back on me. I know I've had a few people comment, go, it's about time you start putting stickers on stuff. I'm like, yeah, but when I'm done with the review, that stuff comes right off instantly. I don't save them. Like, I literally just rip those off fast. You don't even know how fast I rip them off. I mean, as soon as I'm done with the review, and I need that piece, it's gone. I don't even keep them on there. Huh. Did we skip something here, Lego? Or no, I forgot to put a rod in the middle. Okay, wait a minute. One of these is not supposed to have a rod. So it just goes like this. And we got to build two of those. Okay, I already did. Whoops, my bad. I took that stick out and it's supposed to be left in there. Okay. There we go. Alright. These go in here. Well, that's just kind of barely hanging in there, but that's how it is. Got to put this one in here. They just sit in here. And no, we're not done yet. I still got more weapons to make. Whoa, this goes in his hand. We'll mess with that later. So I really like to get this done. Because I got other Lego builds I got to get done. I can't just sit and mess around with this one all day. At least you get to hear the back side of things. Like you hear people say, "Oh, this guy does. How does this guy do tons of reviews?" You know, that's how they're doing it. And then these dangly pieces are pretty cool. And that goes in this other hand. And it wants us to launch these transparent studs in his thumbs, which we're not going to do. It even shows you how to use it too. Okay, let me see if we can set this up here where we can see it better, because I have to do the review on that, and that is not going to be fun. I'm not into the mech stuff, so this is going to be one of those quick reviews here. Let me fix the focus on that. Okay. I always use manual, I never use auto, because the it'll try to focus in another area and the camera will just focus back and forth like that, and it's annoying, and I hate when it does that. So this goes in one of his hands, so that's what these holders are for. You just snap those in there. I think one of... Ooh. We're going to have to be careful with this. So one would suffice. So when I do the review, those are just going to stay in. I'm not going to remove them. And he can just looks like he's holding on to it. And then this one here just goes in the other hand. So just open that up there. There you go. So he's got his Freddy Krueger claw on that. Now, how does the figure sit inside of this? So I think he just rests inside, so you can open that up there, and there's some studs that go inside of that. So I'm assuming he just sits in here. I will say that for the review. Okay. So that's pretty much what it is. Because for the review, I don't want to have to take this out and have to put it on all the time. And this is what you have for the last bag here. Now, build experience or build quality. Did I really have anything break off of him? And the answer is no. Nothing broke off. Everything's pretty strong in here. This mech thing just kind of, I don't know, it just seems kind of flimsy. Trying to get everything in the frame here. Everything's top heavy pretty much. It does come with the brick separator and stuff like that. Help with the build. That's pretty good. The build did keep my interest, so it's got a good retention rate. Probably really good if you're into this theme. And it didn't take that long to put together. Pretty much a self-contained build. Now, there's another piece that goes on with this, but it's optional. And that'll be for a latter review, so I got to hang on to him. Could it be dropped in a Lego City? Not really, unless you want him to have destroyed the Lego City, but it could. Mocks, you can probably put it in a mock. You can even add on to this. Play value is pretty good. This is obviously a playable model. It's pretty sound. So overall, though, from my experience, it's not a bad little build if you're into this theme. Now, I'm not really into the theme, so I just can't feel it. But I'm looking at it from an adult's point of view who's never seen the series before. It looks cool. It's just not my cup of tea. So I'm sure this will make someone very happy if they get this as a set. But there's another set that's supposed to accompany this. You know, like an add-on. So overall, I am pleased with the build. It's just not my kind of theme, though.